Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike at TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Heartland Northtrail Ultralight 21 RBSS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by arriving at the campsite and a couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for that awning to come out. On your off campsite, of course, leave room for your slide to come in and out. Then I also want you to think about where your water and power connections are going to be. They are going to be right above the rear tire on your off camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle, your power and city water connection for campsites. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level it. If you have a night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply retract or extend to raise. Should you not have power, under this rubber stopper right here is a manual override for this hand crank. That hand crank will also get your spare tire off the back. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Your unit is equipped with power stabilizing jacks. Lipper. We're going to actually just hit extend and run that down. You're only going to want to run these down just until they're taut and it feels like it's going to start lifting the unit. Remember, we already have the unit level, we just want to stabilize it. So, get yourself some jack pads. They're going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop. You got a 10% off coupon, go ahead and use that. Pick you up a 4-pack of them. Run these 2 down in the front. Run these 2 down in the back. You got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Your power connection, right here above your tire. The way these new ones go on, they'll go into the left, wiggle to the right, and then put on your washer. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack is this 30 to 15 adapter. Got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. At the campsites, we're going to hook up a 2 city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so it's always good to use these. Hook that up to your city water connection. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. On your unit, your hot water heater is toward the front on your off camp side. All we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left this out last time you were camping, draining your hot water. Put the cap back on there, get that nice and snug. Once that's tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after your hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up your water taps. You can open the slide if you need to, or your unit's level and stable. But I need you to get inside and open up all of your water taps. Get a steady flow of water going through those, get all the air out of the lines. Once you do have water, go ahead and shut them off, and then you can turn this hot water heater on from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they like to call it. In that case, we'll fill up our fresh water tank, which happens to be right here by your hot water heater. So your potable water, you don't need to fill with a water pressure regulator. Simply fill it with a hose. Don't leave it unattended while you're filling it. 2 ways to tell when it's full. There's an overflow valve right here. Or on the inside where you check the levels of your battery in black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Hold that freshwater button down. That'll tell you when this is full. Once it's full, remove your hose, put that cap on, and then whenever you want to utilize this water is when you're going to turn on your water pump inside. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to the city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're set to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit here. Big pass-through storage here. Again, your hot water heater. Your freshwater connection. Down here will be your low point drains. Got your slide here. Behind your slide you can have your power. Above your power is where you plug in your cable at the campsites. You also have an outdoor shower with hot and cold water. City water connect. Black tank flush. We'll talk about that valve when dumping our black and gray tanks. Rear stabilizing jacks. Your spare tire. Again, that hand crank will get that off these. You're prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, give you an electronic communication with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. You have a bumper griddle holder. You swing that out and around. Right up underneath here is your quick connect LP, and in your storage up here is your RV griddle and propane connection. Continuing on the campsite here, show you on your awning you have a pitch control. If it's raining, you want the rain to come this way, pull down on that. That'll run all your rain off this way. You can do that from either end. A couple of outdoor speakers and a vent for your microwave. A couple of 110s out here. It's a flue for your furnace. A couple things. Make sure it's never blocked, and 2, don't touch it when you're running it. It does get hot. Again, back to your storage. Up front, your propane comes with a cover and is on a regulator. Lefty-loosey to open. Just point this toward the tank you wish to be using. Green means you got gas. Also on the front, next to your battery, check your battery post down and then make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. You also have a battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come in important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. And then also on the front, you're prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right there and it'll trickle charge your batteries. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go look inside your unit. So the first thing I like to point out in all units is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. 110 above that. Up here are some controls for lights, indoor, outdoor. Your awning control. I want to show you on your awning, the bottom is white, the top is gray. You only want to run this out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your bar. That will continue to run itself up past that and run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out too far. To the left, that's your slide control. We'll utilize that when closing up our slide. Get your awning in the rest of the way here. Shut off your awning lights. And with this the rest of the way in, we will continue the tour. Coming into your unit, your kitchen area, self-explanatory microwave. Your cooktop does have a light and a fan. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Just flip it back like so. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light. Hit your spark, and when your gas is on, that'll light. Same thing on the oven down here. Just turn it to light, spark it down here, and then just set it to the desired temperature. RV Technology sound system. First, above this, you're set up for a TV. If you set a TV in here, before you run a digital channel scan for local channels, make sure that green light's on. It's a digital channel enhancer and allow you to pick up more channels. RV Technology sound system. I don't know if we can pick up anything inside this metal building, but let's see. Run a scan. Indoor, outdoor speakers, Bluetooth, AM, FM, auxiliary, nice little sound system. Down below your oven, to the left, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, you have nothing plugged in charging your battery, if you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down. Well, if your bedding area, you do have a hand crank open vent here, your smoke alarm. Of course, your sofa will jackknife down to a bed. Pull this bottom part out, lift this up, take this cushion out, put it on top of this one. Now you've got a bed. Reverse the process, put your cushion away. Makes great storage in there while you do have it. Put your cushion in there, slide that back up underneath, jackknife your sofa back up. Individual lighting around here. Oh, here it is. Which brings me around to your thermostat. Go ahead and turn the air on. Turn the temperature down so it'll come on. Also has a quick dump there. There it goes. Shut your AC off. Usually shut off rather quickly. Now I'll turn your heat on. And you'll notice when I shut the furnace off, it takes a few minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. It's on now, I just shut it off, and it'll run for a couple of minutes. Coming into your bathroom, just want to mention this is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. And then over here is your control panel. There's your brand new battery, fresh black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water if hooked up to gas, your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water, and then over here your water heater if hooked up to electric. You also have a hand crank open exhaust vent up here. Make sure when you travel that your shower door is snapped closed. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. What I like to do is shut off my interior light from the control panel. Then I can walk through and see any individual lighting I may have left on. That has to be turned off by hand. These will all go off here. Once we've got them all off, come back to our control panel and turn on our interior lights. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Your shower door is locked open, or closed, excuse me. Come up here, slide in. Got to slide in, shut off our lights, and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing you have to remember on these steps, make sure this exterior door is all the way open before closing them. Otherwise this could catch on your door as it comes in. Set this up inside. Pull that back to lock that in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn this handle. Your door is ready for travel. At this point, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, and our power. We're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. We'll hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be just behind your rear tire on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Get there and hook that up. And you're going to hit your wastewater holding tank. That is the one on the right. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, leave that black handle open. You can go inside and press your button to see if it's empty to make sure, but leave that black handle open, again with your water pressure regulator. come up here to your tank flush. It says right on there, make sure that your valve is in the open position. Take the water pressure regulator and the hose from the dump station, turn that on, and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Unhook that hose, make sure that all that washout that you just sprayed in there has emptied. When it does, take and close your black handle and pull your gray handle. It's going to be a handle on your left. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining and empty, it's going to be cleaner water, sinks in your showers, and that'll help clean your sewage hose out for you. Then you can conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right in your bumper. Then I want you to come up while you're at the dump station and open up your low point drains. Now the red and blue to the right is if you're hooked up to a campsite. If you are out dry docking, the blue one to the left is going to be your freshwater drain. Once them are done draining, come up to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of your hot water out of there. Push that down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug. Hook up your hitch and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Northtrail for many years to come. Happy camping.